Nobody doubts that next to snakes, people fear public speaking the most. Do you know that fear of public speaking ranks higher than fear of heights, being closed in small spaces, spiders and insects, needles and getting shots, mice and flying on airplanes? Experiencing fear is universal, and fear of public speaking is nearly universal. If it will help you cope with anxiety, remember these 4 things. First, even experienced speakers get nervous before a presentation. Second, nerves do not need to be your enemy. Third, no matter how nervous you are probably the only one who knows it. And fourth, as long as you act like you're confident, act like you're playing the role of a secure and knowledgeable speaker, you will be in command of the public speaking situation. There are 6 time-tested ways for dealing with nervousness. Now remember throughout this discussion that some nervousness can be helpful. Some nervousness helps produce energy. It stimulates motivation. It fires enthusiasm, and it spurs animation. For many public speakers, a little nervousness even empowers them to be inspiring, lively, and even fascinating. So the first time-tested method for dealing with nervousness is to be prepared. If you prepare your speeches so thoroughly and so carefully that you cannot help but be successful, you will have taken the first giant step toward dealing with nervousness. Early preparation gives you time to hone, polish, and perfect your ideas. The second time-tested way for dealing with nervousness is to be positive. Now, the best way to be positive is to stay engaged in constructive, practical, useful, and productive work. When you give your mind to worry or dredge up negative thoughts and ideas, it's going to fill the available time and then some. So you start by believing that you can be successful and give a successful speech. Visualization is the third, and it's closely related to being positive. It's commonly used by musicians, athletes, and actors. So what you do is you picture yourself walking up to the lectern, having complete control over your behavior, delivering a forceful, effective talk to a supportive, approving, responsive, and sympathetic audience. If you repeat this process of visualization over and over and over, it will give you confidence. The fourth time-tested way for dealing with nervousness is anticipation, and this works in several ways. First, you anticipate some nervousness. Nervousness is common, but it can serve, as I noted, positive, contributing features. Second, anticipate role-playing. One of the best ways for countering any nervousness is to role-play, just like a stage actor. If you look like you're in charge and in control, listeners will believe it. Third, anticipate something less than perfection. There's no such thing as a perfect speech. Remember, your audience will not know what you plan to say, only what you actually say. Thus, if you make an error, if you lose your place, or even if you forget to say something, anticipate continuing your speech as if nothing happened. Focus is the fifth time-tested way for dealing with nervousness. One problem that increases nervousness is when speakers focus on themselves rather than on their listeners or on their message. Worrying yourself and about yourself and your image, all right? Will my listeners like me, or will my listeners accept me or accept my ideas, is vanity. And it is vanity of the worst sort because the focus is on yourself and it puts you above your audience and above your message. The entire process of speech preparation and delivery should be audience-centered, not you-centered. The final time-tested way for dealing with nervousness is experience, and there is no substitute for experience. Public speaking courses and organizations such as Toastmasters serve a valuable function. They are the first steps in gaining experience. As your public speaking experiences continue, your fears about public speaking will recede into the background until they're replaced by the healthy nervousness that empowers you not only to do well, but to seek even more opportunities to speak. You're very likely to find from these experiences that you will look forward to public speeches with interest, with eagerness, even with passion. It is at this very point, passion, when all your butterflies will be flying in formation. Find out more about fears and phobias of public speaking at the website publicspeakingrules.com.